So this is the Soundtree Keyboard Lab for General Music at Lebanon Middle School. Hello, Mrs. Tennant.
Hello, Ms. Martin.
She's getting everything ready. Most of the time they have just one student at the keyboards, but it is set up so two can be there if need be, and the poles are extra electrical outlets that they have set up so that if they need them, they have plenty of electrical outlets for everything. Mrs. Bully is normally the general music teacher. She is on a field trip today. Very exciting.
Taking kids to go see In the Heights in Baltimore. They are extremely excited.
Yes, fantastic. And
the wonderful
she...
thing about this classroom is everything is self-contained in the headphones, so it's extremely quiet, even when all of the kids are in here playing. And it's slow to boot up. I forgot how slow it is. It's working on it. If you want to sit down at one of the keyboards and
Sure.
turn it on, and
We're going to take a little tour through this.
unplug the headphones just to get the idea of what
So
the sound is.
we're going to sit down and get this up and running. More to come. There we go. This is Mrs. Simpsey's classroom at Park Elementary School. As you can see, there's a lot of really cool stuff to see. There's the Smartboard. We have kettle drums. We have all kinds of drums. We also have instruments. She has an Orff ensemble that meets as well as chorus. Recorder is going on right now in the other room. They'll be using this after we get done in here. But as you can see, there are no chairs. So Mrs. Simpsey has one of the most fabulously interactive classrooms I have ever had the pleasure of observing. It's amazing. So I can only imagine how much the Smartboard is enhancing all of the creative activities she gives her students in every single day. So, this is the classroom, and I do have a few questions for Mrs. Simpsey, who is right here. Okay. If you don't mind reading the questions, since you're holding onto my paper, I should have thought of that earlier.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
No, the first question says, I know from previous observation that you have a very interactive classroom. How has your Smartboard enhanced your lessons? The Smartboard's new, so I've only had it since November, and I've been really lucky to have a lot of time to work with it. It really just makes it much faster. I can teach a lot of my literacy content much, much, much faster. And for me, that's great because I don't have to hand write things all the time or have several versions of the same poster that I can write on. I can just use it and then refresh the slide and it's clean again and use it for another class. Or save the slide that the students have written on, save it for later and name it in a file and bring it back up the next class. I don't have to rewrite it or type it, turn it into an overhead or anything like that. It just makes things much, much faster. The second question says, what goals do you hope to achieve by integrating technology in your lessons? Again, it's just to make the classes more interesting. I can review things in different ways because I have the chance to create maybe 5 different lessons on the same concept. For instance, we're doing absolute pitch right now, and the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders are all learning absolute pitch, but this is their first time ever encountering the music staff. So how many ways can I come up to teach it? And how many ways can they interact with absolute pitch? The Smartboard allows me to come up with all these lessons at home, and then I can plan on when I'm going to use them, and the whole class is incorporated in it. Whether it's using the CPS remotes, which I have clickers, or they're coming up and they're moving things physically or writing them on the board, and then I can save them for their classes. Number 3 says, what's your opinion of using technology in music education at the elementary level? I think it's necessary. I think anybody who doesn't have access is behind because you can just learn so much more in a short amount of time without pencil paper all the time or without having to have 15 sets of manipulatives or 30 sets of manipulatives. You can do it up on the board with them. Or you can integrate all the old ways you did it with the new ways you can do it, and now you have twice as many activities to use with these kids. And we all know that kids need more and more and more review. Just how many different ways can you do it? So I think it's really necessary. And that's it.
Thank you very, very much. Alright, so this is musictheory.net. It's a form of music technology, I suppose, that you can send your students to. It's online. It has tons of lessons, staffs, note duration, time signature, rests, and then it goes into more complicated things like composing with minor scales, circle progressions. So let me click into a lesson for you. We'll do common chord progressions. And it takes you through the basics of how chord progressions work. Your 1 chord, your 5, your diminished 7th. Just going to go through here. Okay, and when you're done, you can go back. It has trainers as well, so you take the lessons first, and then you have trainers, which are, just little activities. So we'll do a note trainer. And so, you see your note here, and then what note is it? That's an E, that's an F, an F, a G, and it scores you on this side of the screen, right here. Although these things are easy to manipulate, it's still a good way to keep track of your students' progress. So in addition to lessons, it has trainers for notes, keys, intervals, brass, guitar, keyboard, interval, scale, and chords. Okay. Alright, so this notation software is called Sibelius. The version we have is Sibelius 5 here at York College. I think they have updated versions though. You can get this software installed for your classroom. It might take some administrative pushing, but hopefully you can get it. So what you do is you start a new score, and you can pick, if you want certain kinds of staves on your score. You can have barbershop choir, like SATB choir, concert band, drum corps, jazz combo, all different kinds of things. So let's pick, let's pick marching band 1. So that's going to have all of our instruments. And then you pick your meter, 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, etc. You can do other and pick your own meter, so I could do 12, 8 for meter if I wanted to. Then you pick your key. You can have a major key and a minor key. You can also actually, which Finale Notepad doesn't have this yet, but you can leave the key open or atonal so that you don't even have to put in a key, and you can just use accidentals. So we're going to pick B flat major since that's good for marching band. And you have your title, composer, songwriter, lyricist, copyright, whatever. If it's yours, you can put in all of your information. So we click finish, and you have your standard marching band score set right here. Piccolo, flute, clarinet, bass clarinet, and then it goes on. So then you can add notes, subtract notes, do whatever you want to, and it makes the sound for you, even. And that's Sibelius 5.